Welcome back to Dinar Daily. Breaking news today: 2025 could mark a turning point in global financial history. What we are witnessing may not just be another rumor, another headline, or another spark of speculation. For years, people around the world have asked the same question: will the Iraqi dinar ever revalue? And now, the answer may be closer than ever. Reports are surfacing of a historic monetary event already in motion, one that could reshape Iraq's economy, shake the foundation of the US dollar, and even send ripple effects through currencies like the Vietnamese dong. If you've been holding onto your dinar for years, if you've waited patiently while skeptics laughed and headlines dismissed this possibility, tonight's report could be the confirmation you've been waiting for. But is this truly the moment when speculation turns into reality? Or are we simply looking at another wave of hype? Stay with us until the very end, because this update may well be the most important financial breakdown you'll hear in your lifetime. To understand why this news matters, we need to revisit where the story of the Iraqi dinar began. Before 2003, before the fall of Saddam Hussein, the dinar held tremendous value, trading at more than $3 per dinar. But after war, sanctions, and years of instability, its worth collapsed. At one point, it was worth only a fraction of a cent. That collapse didn't just devastate Iraq's economy, it created one of the most fascinating currency stories of the modern era. While many dismiss the dinar as a lost cause, millions of individuals, hedge funds, and private investors quietly began accumulating it, betting on Iraq's eventual recovery. Why? Because Iraq is not a poor, resource-lacking country. In fact, it's quite the opposite. With oil reserves exceeding 145 billion barrels, significant gold deposits, and one of the most strategically important locations in the Middle East, Iraq holds all the ingredients of long-term economic power. The only missing piece has been stability and international support. That's why the possibility of a revaluation, often called the RV, has fascinated investors for over 2 decades. If Iraq could restore its currency to reflect its natural wealth and trade capacity, the financial rewards for holders could be historic. But here's the question: why now? Why 2025? After all, we've heard rumors before. The difference this time lies in preparation and coordination. For years, obstacles like political instability, corruption, and weak banking systems prevented any serious move toward revaluation. But according to insiders and financial analysts, Iraq has been quietly working on reforms for years, restructuring its monetary policies, strengthening foreign reserves, and aligning its banking infrastructure with international standards. Recent reports suggest that Iraq has already completed many of the critical steps required. Compliance with anti-money laundering laws, counterterrorism financing safeguards, and integration with international settlement systems. These aren't just bureaucratic checkboxes, they're prerequisites for any currency to gain legitimacy on the world stage. Without them, no revaluation could ever succeed. In addition, the U.S. Treasury has reportedly been involved. While not yet confirmed publicly, internal documents have hinted at something called foreign currency liquidity events. That phrase, in plain English, refers to major coordinated shifts in the value of a country's currency. When combined with the Central Bank of Iraq's statements about completing monetary restructuring, the pieces of the puzzle start to form a very compelling picture. Perhaps the most striking evidence comes from reports of test transactions. According to multiple sources, banks in the United States, specifically in states like Texas, Nevada, and Florida, have already conducted small-scale tests of redemption systems. Compliance officers, IT experts, and Treasury-linked personnel were present to monitor whether high-volume transactions could be processed smoothly. Why does this matter? Because no one invests time, money, and technology into testing unless the system is being prepared for real-world use. Think of it like a dress rehearsal before the curtain rises. It suggests that the stage is no longer being built, it's being set for the performance itself. One question always comes up: why would the United States support this revaluation? There are 3 powerful reasons. Economic leverage. The U.S. reportedly holds large amounts of Iraqi dinar through oil credit deals. If the dinar's value rises, the U.S. Treasury stands to gain billions. Regional stability. A stronger Iraqi economy could lead to job creation, reduce unrest, and strengthen security in the Middle East. That's not just good for Iraq, it's good for global stability. Global monetary strategy. As nations like China, Russia, and others push to move away from the US dollar in trade, The U.S. benefits from strengthening allies' currencies. Supporting a revalued Iraqi dinar could help keep Western influence strong in global financial systems. So the RV isn't just about numbers on a screen, it's about economics, politics, and global power. For individual dinar holders, this is where it gets personal. If a revaluation happens, what should you do? First, authenticity matters. Many counterfeit notes have circulated over the years. If you've purchased from legitimate licensed dealers, you're in a much stronger position. When redemption begins, expect banks to require documentation, government-issued ID, proof of purchase, and possibly tax-related paperwork. Second, choose your institutions wisely. Some of the largest U.S. banks, including Chase, Wells Fargo, and Fifth Third Bank, have been rumored to prepare for potential exchanges. Knowing which banks are officially participating is essential. Third, tax planning cannot be ignored. Depending on where you live, revaluation profits may be subject to significant taxes. Consulting a financial advisor in advance could save you from last-minute surprises. To fully grasp the potential here, let's look at history. After the Gulf War, the Kuwaiti dinar was temporarily devalued. But when stability returned, the currency was revalued to its former strength, generating massive gains for those who had positioned themselves correctly. Could the Iraqi dinar follow a similar path? Analysts say it's possible. Of course, every country is different and Iraq's challenges are unique, but the precedent proves that large-scale revaluations can and do happen when the right conditions align. The revaluation of the dinar isn't just about Iraq. It's also part of a much larger story, the shifting global financial order. Around the world, countries are seeking alternatives to the US dollar in trade. A stronger Iraqi currency, supported by oil wealth and strategic alliances, could accelerate this trend. And Iraq isn't alone. The Vietnamese dong is often mentioned in the same breath as the dinar, with speculation that it too could see adjustments as part of a broader currency realignment. If this proves true, we may be looking at not just one but several currencies undergoing major shifts over the next few years. So, where does this leave us? On the edge of history. The Iraqi dinar, long dismissed as worthless, may be preparing for one of the most consequential revaluations of our time. The infrastructure is in place, the international coordination is visible, and the testing has reportedly been done. While we cannot say with certainty when the switch will be flipped, the evidence suggests we are closer than ever before. For holders, the key is preparation. Don't fall for scams, don't rely on hype. Instead, focus on legitimacy, compliance, and smart financial planning. This could very well be a once-in-a-generation event, but only those who are ready will truly benefit. Stay calm, stay informed, and stay prepared, because history may not just be written in textbooks tomorrow. It may be unfolding right in front of us today. You've been watching Dinar Daily. If you found this breakdown useful, hit the like button, subscribe for ongoing updates, and share this video with others who need to hear the facts, not just the rumors. The Iraqi dinar story is entering a new chapter, and together we'll be here to track every development.